Hello, everybody. David Shuster here. Donald Trump's Immigration and Customs Enforcement Agency, or ICE, just got slapped with a $50 million lawsuit. The suit stems from this incident in September. In the red, that is Van Nuys, California car wash owner Rafi Shuhed. ICE just threw him to the ground, breaking several ribs and injuring his arm, shoulder, and head.
I was begging him. I have a heart condition. Three big people were sitting on my back, the way they tore me down, sitting on me, and I asked them to let me go, which they absolutely would not pay no attention. And they took me to detention center.
Shuhed was detained at a federal detention center for nearly 12 hours before being released. At no point did ICE agents allow him to receive medical attention or treatment. This incident on September the 9th began when Shuhed saw agents storming into his car wash. That first agent, without a warrant or an explanation, knocked Shuhed to the floor. Shuhed got back up to try and show agents the paperwork proving that all of his employees were legally authorized to work there. When he went outside and saw ICE taking away a few of his employees, Shuhed got thrown down again. And while he was on the ground, injured, the ICE agents, with their faces covered, kept yelling at him.
You do not F with ICE. You do not F with ICE. You do not F with ICE. That's all they learned. I guess that's all the English they knew.
At a news conference with his lawyer announcing the civil rights lawsuit, Shuhed said that in addition to broken ribs, he suffered damage to his brain from his head smacking the pavement and deep bruises on his arm and shoulder, which he showed to reporters. Despite telling ICE agents he's an American citizen, he was still detained and taken away. After several hours, he says one of the ICE agents at the detention facility acknowledged that Shuhed should be released.
Though he agreed that I don't belong there, it took him 10, 11 hours to let me go home, to release me from there. And since they had no facilities to keep me over there, they put a handcuff on me, and the gentleman assigned me to one of the officers to take me to the garage downstairs to keep me over there, keep an eye on me.
While Shuhed was in the garage and still handcuffed, he says he saw other people that ICE had detained and arrested that day, including children.
During the time I was over there, I was observing all these people. They claim they are ICE people, what people they were bringing in with the trucks. Innocent little 11, 12, 13 years old little girls with the handcuff and the shackle on their foot. And I observed all these, believe me, innocent people.
After Shuhed was finally released, his lawsuit says he was taken by his family to a hospital where he finally received medical treatment. His civil rights claim accuses ICE of assault and battery and the intentional infliction of emotional distress. These masked agents' conduct was lawless, reckless, and cruel, his lawyer, James DeSimone, said. If this can happen in broad daylight to an American senior citizen who committed no crime, it can happen to anyone. This was not law enforcement. It was an assault on civil rights, and our democracy cannot survive if federal agents operate above the law. Since the incident, Mr. Shuhed continues to experience painful, shallow breathing and shortness of breath, especially with movement and at night, the claim said. These injuries and symptoms have impaired his daily activities and sleep, and he remains fearful of returning to work at the very location where he was injured. Both the Department of Homeland Security and Customs and Border Patrol maintains that Shuhed impeded the ICE operation and was arrested for interference. But no charges were ever brought, and the video contradicts the government's assertions about interference. Legal experts say the surveillance video was clear. Mr. Shuhed, at 79 years old, posed no physical threat. And under settled case law, the courts have ruled repeatedly that police and law enforcement can only use force if somebody is a threat to themselves, to bystanders, or to law enforcement. The video shows Mr. Shuhed was not a hazard or threat to anybody. He was trying to get ICE agents to pause, review his paperwork, and give an explanation for the raid and the arrests. Instead, agents literally ran roughshod over the employees and knocked Rafi Shuhad to the ground not just once, but twice. Legal experts say the lawsuit is strong and that the federal government would be wise to settle. Because never mind ICE trampling on Mr. Shuhad's civil rights and inflicting physical and emotional damage, the lawsuit, if it keeps going, will eventually go in front of a Los Angeles jury. Citizens in LA have repeatedly demonstrated and expressed their disgust with ICE. And in any lawsuit, there's always the possibility that a jury punishes the government even more than a defendant is seeking. Throwing a 79-year-old man to the ground, breaking his ribs, and having it all caught on surveillance camera is never a good look for any agency, especially Donald Trump's Immigration and Customs Enforcement.
What's wrong with you? You want to hit me? Hit me, baby! You ain't got me. Nobody's scared of you.
In New York City, that woman is exercising her First Amendment rights and giving ICE agents verbal hell.
That's why your kids them don't like you, and your wife is you. That's why you gotta hide your face. My face ain't hidden, bitch. I'm American, you stupid bitch.
I'm American, you stupid bitch. Your kids don't like you, and your wife is on you. We've done a lot of videos on resistance to ICE. The woman in this video stands out. Independent journalist Sandy Bashan has been covering New York City Immigration Court for months, recorded the woman in a courthouse hallway. Moments earlier, the woman and her family appeared as scheduled for an immigration hearing. Then, ICE agents swooped in and grabbed a relative. The woman asked agents, "What are you doing?"
You can go to jail for that.
For what?
What's going on here?
I didn't touch you.
What's going on? What are you guys doing?
Yes, you do. She just told he gotta come back to court.
What's wrong with you guys?
Let me just get a paperwork. We're just trying to confirm.
So back up, at least give him space. You could do what you do, but just give him space.
We're trying to talk to them, but you guys don't.
I can't.
No, I don't know what you want.
Family members gave ICE agents the man's paperwork.
What's wrong with you guys?
That is working, man. All right, sir. So you'll be detained by immigration. Paperwork.
Why? Tell him why.
I can't get rid of
You gotta go check that first. Check if everything comes out good, and we'll call you back. First, you like this? Like contractual?
The agents then took the man away, and the woman exercised her free speech rights at the ICE entourage.
Stupid. That's why you're a bunch of criminals. I wish you would. I wish the yes, the y'all a bunch of big pussy. Don't tell me to calm down. Who the you don't like none of you.
You okay?
No, how can I be okay? You okay? Are you okay?
Are you okay?
I look like I'm okay? Don't come up in my face here because I hit hard.
Try it.
I wish you would.
Try it.
You try me and see what the nigga angry. All of us angry out here. So don't think it's y'all alone.
Get out of here.
You who you telling get out of here? Why you telling me get out of here? You asked me a question and I'm answering you.
Get out of here.
Man.
What's wrong with you? Oh, stupid ass. Why you gotta hide your face?
You wanna go to jail?
You told me my mother could tell you anything.
You want to go to
Fuck
jail?
you wanna hit me? Hit me, bitch. You ain't got me. Nobody's scared of you. Come. I got rings on, bitch. So me and you gonna fight. You pussy. You a pussy. That's why your kids them don't like you, and your wife is you. That's why you gotta hide your face. My face ain't hidden, bitch. I'm American, you stupid bitch. With y'all, you can take me too high. I'm sure in the zoo there first. You know what to do? Tell them, no. You want me? With y'all, fuck off. Put that on the news. Let Trump see it.
Put that on the news. Let Trump see it. Well, I hope Trump is watching because that woman speaks for most of us. She called out the federal ICE agents for wearing masks, trampling on constitutional rights, talking down to people, and pretending to be strong. But as that woman knows, and so many of us have realized, the people who work for ICE and hide their faces are not strong. They are weak, pathetic jackasses. Many of the ICE agents are former January 6 MAGA rioters, Proud Boys, and other assorted Trump lunatics. And as we've seen repeatedly, countless ICE agents think that a badge, a gun, and a DHS paycheck gives them the authority to throw out the Constitution and treat people they don't like, especially brown people, like garbage. The New York Immigration Court has seen several incidents involving unhinged ICE agents. A few weeks ago, ICE attacked a man after he, his wife, and children appeared as scheduled for a status hearing. The agents, in front of the man's kids, wrenched him away.
Suelta a la niña. 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 No estoy haciendo nada. No estoy haciendo nada. No estoy haciendo nada. No estoy haciendo nada.
A moment later, back in the courthouse hallway, the man's wife asked for an explanation. The officer said adios or goodbye and then shoved her. You can see the stunned and horrified children. The agent who pushed the woman has since been fired, but the entire system under Trump breeds corruption and law enforcement violence. And so a lot of Americans are angry. What passes for immigration policy in this administration is not policy at all. It is not law enforcement nor the sober execution of national interest. It is a spectacle, a cruel, howling travesty designed for the delight of a mob that has been trained to mistake sadism for patriotism. We are no longer a nation of laws. We are a nation of raids. Across the United States, in the dead of night or under the glare of day, government agents now descend on homes, schools, courthouses, dragging mothers from children, cuffing fathers in front of their terrified sons and daughters, scooping up the unlucky from sidewalks and factories like stray dogs bound for the pound. There's no warrant, no hearing, no hint of due process, only the knock on the door, the barked command, the van waiting outside like a hearse for the American dream. Our founding fathers would have vomited at such spectacles. Those men, flawed and contradictory though they were, designed a system of checks and balances precisely to prevent the kind of tyranny that now masquerades as toughness. But Donald Trump has no use for such constraints. His mind, a vast and echoing void wherein facts go to die, perceives dissent as treason and cruelty as a virtue. He and Stephen Miller tweet lies and lunacy while real people are dragged screaming into vans. Trump and his sycophants speak of animals and infestations, words chosen with Nazi-like precision, lubricating federal law enforcement violence with the oil of dehumanization. And as for the ICE agents and DHS toadies, puffed up with their petty power, some are true believers. But every era has its willing executioners. Many ICE and DHS personnel are sleepwalking through atrocity, convinced they are merely doing their jobs. History has a name for them, too. Criminal enablers. This is not governance. It is pageantry for the profoundly ignorant. The deportation rates are not designed to make America safer or stronger. They are designed to titillate the reptilian minds of Trump's MAGA base, who mistake persecution for policy and vengeance for justice. What we are witnessing is not the enforcement of immigration law, but the ritual humiliation of the powerless by the powerful. It's not about borders. It's about blood. And many Americans watch, wait, and rationalize as our republic gasps for air beneath a chokehold. Thankfully, more of us, like that woman and others in New York and across the United States, are speaking out, raging, and showing strength. Because cowering now is not an option. So kudos to everybody who stands defiant and tells ICE, Trump, and Stephen Miller to go f themselves.
Your family will reject you. You will be a shame to your children.
In Washington, D.C., those ICE agents being heckled just kidnapped a man in front of school kids.
Your children will hate you. They're embarrassed of what you do. They're embarrassed by you. Shameful. The church condemns you, and you will pay for what you've done. Do you understand? You will pay for what you've done.
Hello, everybody. David Shuster here. Full disclosure, the guy giving ICE agents an earful is a friend of mine and has long been one of my favorite people on this planet. Alex Lawson is a progressive activist and simply a wonderful human being. I learned about Alex's recent experience with ICE through Facebook. Alex posted a note saying, "I had an encounter with ICE this morning while walking my kids to school directly in front of my house. Luckily, other parents were able to take my children ahead so they weren't traumatized. I've told them about the boys kidnapping people for being brown, and especially my 7-year-old covers her ears in fear. I keep my kids in kid world, but I don't lie to them about the grown-up world either. The hardest part of turning back to confront and video the broad daylight snatching of a human being by masked and unmasked thugs was the proximity of my and other children walking to school. It was scary. But then I called to mind Pope Leo's exhortation and made my way back."
What's your name? Are you police officers?
Sorry, could you back up for a moment? Because there's a police line. I'm going to ask you to back up.
Where's the line?
On the sidewalk.
Where's the
Stay
line?
on the sidewalk for me.
Where's
Thank
the
you.
line?
I really
This is
appreciate
also
this.
this is
I
private
understand that,
property.
and I'm
This is
asking you to
public
step.
property.
I'm asking you to stay
Who
on the
are you?
sidewalk.
What's your name?
Sir, my emblem is placed right here.
Yeah,
You can
what's
see it
your
right
name?
there.
What's
And
your
I'm
name
going to
and
ask you
badge
to back
number?
up. I'm going to ask you to back up.
What's your name and badge number?
Sir, again, I asked you once. I'm asking you to back up to the police line. Thank you so much.
You guys are fascists. You know that? And your judgment day is coming. You think you're going to get away with this? You're not. You're not. You're not going to get away with this.
That is not right.
You're going to prison. Prison is the best that is going to happen to you. The Hague is where you're going. The Hague.
You are. You are.
Disgusting. You're disgusting. You're a disgusting person. You're ruining this country. You are ruining this country for a paycheck because you're a coward. A coward.
This is not your country.
You're arresting, you're kidnapping hardworking people who are just here trying to live so that you can make a paycheck. You know what? Retribution for that is coming. You're going to face your day in court and you're going to lose. Your family will reject you. You will be a shame to your children. Your children will hate you. They're embarrassed of what you do. They're embarrassed by you. Shameful. The church condemns you, and you will pay for what you've done. Do you understand? You will pay for what you've done.
Kudos to Alex Lawson. He spoke for many of us. And in the heat of the moment, as a parent, when your kids have been traumatized by an arrest and you're trying to confront the federal goons, I cannot imagine staying calm and being able to hold things together. So again, respect and credit to Alex Lawson and to so many of you who have suddenly faced the arrival of ICE and recorded the agents in your neighborhood or near your business or at your church or school. It takes a special fortitude to stay calm, defiant, and peaceful. If the name Alex Lawson sounds familiar, it's because Alex has done some remarkable work in Washington on other issues. He's the director of Social Security Works, an organization dedicated to maintaining and improving the program, and he's testified repeatedly to Congress recently about public polling.
Republicans, independents, Democrats all agree that not one single penny should be cut from Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, and other benefits. There is absolute bipartisan agreement among people everywhere in this country except here in Washington, D.C.
And in Washington, when lawmakers have defied their constituents' desires and cut programs, Lawson has confronted the lawmakers, including on camera.
Congresswoman, I was wondering if
you would just talk to us on your way over to the conference meeting?
No.
That is Republican Congresswoman Marionette Miller Meeks of Iowa.
Last time you spoke with us, you lied to our face and said that you weren't going to vote for Medicaid cuts. But then you've actually voted for the largest cuts to Medicaid in the history of the country. Do you have any comment on that? Do you have any comment on the 4 hospitals in your district that are going to close because of your vote? Representative Miller Meeks, I'm wondering if you have any comment on the health care that 67,000 people in your district are going to lose? Does it concern you that you only won by 800 votes?
The Congresswoman never responded. Alex Lawson's courage, his sense of justice, and his peaceful free speech approach have long been inspiring. One of my favorite media projects of all time was some volunteer work I did 13 years ago for a remarkable community radio station in DC that Alex Lawson helped to start.
Right, that is actually an integral part of the vision that when Kimon and I and Cliff started working on this, we really want to make sure that this station is used to raise people's voices. We're broadcasting live from the banks of the Anacostia directly into the halls of Congress every day, 7 days a week.
The station is still doing that, and it has long been a pillar of the Washington, D.C. community. Now, like so many other communities across the United States, D.C. is facing an onslaught of ICE agents, raids, and the trampling of basic constitutional rights. According to federal data, more than 90% of the people being arrested are peaceful, law-abiding migrant workers with no violent criminal record. Still, these human beings are getting snatched and kidnapped in front of us, and often in front of their children and ours. The Trump deportation regime is a stain on human dignity. We may not know where or when the next unlawful and warrantless raid may take place, but let us all be so lucky as to have people like Alex Lawson who happen to be there to bear witness, record, and give federal agents an earful. Someday, as Alex noted, there will be a reckoning, a judgment day for thugs who put ICE paychecks ahead of basic humanity. And when that reckoning comes, all of us and all of our children will learn the most valuable lesson of all. In America, justice can prevail. By the way, one of the latest debates among Republicans involves House member Nancy Mace of South Carolina. She recently had to walk alone through part of the Charleston airport after local police initially missed their assignment to escort her. Mace erupted at the police.
Did I drop an F-bomb? I hope so. Did I call them incompetent? I hope I did, because they earned it. So I am not going to apologize for holding people accountable for their work product. I'm just not going to do it. I, again, have had over 24 security breaches at this airport so far this year, and we're only 10 months in, basically.
You look at the headlines recently, Sandra, and you got an apoplectic congresswoman who's having a psychotic episode in Charleston at an airport.
Check out that video at the link below. It generated a lot of comments on YouTube. One of the most popular is from RCL, who wrote of Republicans, "They all need to be ousted." I hear you. I look forward to reading your comments about Trump administration ICE agents in Washington, D.C. getting shamed in epic fashion. I'm David Shuster. Thanks for joining us.